Thanks for joining us on this Sunday morning. I'm Alex Almanza, joined by meteorologist Lindsay Monroe, and we've been talking about some of the mugginess and the heat coming up, but you know what? I'll take that over a little bit of overcast, to be honest. That's pretty good.
Yeah, we have, summer's certainly not over.
Yeah.
A heat streak headed our way, and yesterday was a rough go of it. I was just sitting here kind of babysitting the radar. We never really had severe weather, but we had such heavy rainfall, a lot of flooding reports across the state yesterday. So that wrapped up, cleared everything out in the evening, and now we're kind of on the opposite side of that, clearing the sky back out. Do you think we could see a pop-up storm in far southern Indiana later today, primarily after about 6 p.m.? But for the rest of us, we're going to have a pretty good-looking Sunday. Quickly wanted to take you to the northeast side as we've been monitoring some overnight construction work, and this is going to be a pretty big adjustment. They've got the ramp kind of blocked off now on 69 northbound off of 82nd Street. They are moving some concrete barriers around. They're continuing to build out this whole junction here at 69 from the 465 ramps near 82nd Street and then obviously farther to the north. So just a quick heads up, they are going to be working in this zone for quite some time. There's no really estimated time on when they are going to reopen that ramp off of 82nd Street. So just a heads up there for travelers there on the northeast side of town. We'll keep you posted. Weather-wise, we are starting to see some sunshine across central Indiana as we still have a boundary that is stalled out to our south. Basically, Indiana is going to be the battleground between high pressure trying to build into the north, clearing everything out across the Midwest, and this pesky boundary that's just still kind of sitting there over central Kentucky. Do you think this is going to swivel a little bit back to the north before it starts to officially head out to the south? So for today, that could keep an isolated pop-up shower around, but mainly south of Indy. I think we're going to be in good shape here. The Indians, they will have a 1:35 first pitch here on this Sunday. Kids eat free Sunday, by the way, as our temperatures warm back through the 80s. Officially around 86, your forecast high here in Indy, 85 in Richmond today, and Shelbyville headed to 86. This is going to be your rain zone as we get you into the evening tonight. So mainly south of Greensburg to Bloomington. We're talking Bedford to Seymour and Columbus, potentially picking up on one of these isolated pop-ups. So let's walk you through the timeline. All clear, northeast wind going to keep the mugginess factor down a little bit for us today as we achieve those daytime highs. But then watch as this kind of pivots around an upper level low pressure system. We will see some pop-up development here around 7 p.m. that will continue through the 8 o'clock hour, potentially into the 9 o'clock hour before we see the sun going down, kind of losing some of that atmospheric energy. So we'll keep you posted on that very slight rain chance for today and that heat dome heading in, coming up in your 7-day forecast.
All right, Lindsay, thanks so much. You can monitor the heat and storm chances on our WTHR streaming app. That's where you'll find our live heat map with temperatures in real time. Plus, you can check radar. Just download the free app on your TV. Now, I want to show you a video that shows what many neighbors in Delaware County were dealing with this weekend. Flooded streets, stranded cars, and water rescues. This is all after heavy rain caused flash flooding here in central Indiana. Now, the floodwaters have receded, but our Brandon Schaff is in Muncie to show you the damage left behind.
The aftermath of heavy flooding on Saturday afternoon in this Muncie neighborhood. Residents say it was too much for the drains to keep up.
Just a lazy river out here. I had water up to my knees.
Roy Foreman's house took on significant water, leading to peeling floors and damaged baseboards. His mother-in-law slipped and fell from the floodwaters inside, needing to be taken to the hospital.
And they couldn't even bring the emergency response down the road. They had to take her out of the back of the house and over to the next street just to get to her.
Inside Kelly Brown's home, floodwater drenched his carpets, just installed before he moved in a year ago. He was out of town for a family reunion while heavy rain flooded his neighborhood. On the way home, his sister called to warn him about the flooding. He says his home is in one of Muncie's most flood-prone spots.
I'll be calling her to let her know that I'm okay. The house got flooded and I'm just going to have to call insurance. And my neighbors will help me find my trash cans wherever they're at.
Yeah. You can see just how much flooding there was here on Vine Street in Muncie in the backyard of one of the homes. Water pooling all over the lawn, and you can actually see on the home the water line. Amanda Rogers was out to lunch with her husband Aaron as the heavy rain fell. She described what her home on Vine Street looked like when they got there.
We have a trailer across the street, so it was completely covering the wheel. Like that white car was all the way under.
Aaron making the best of it.
I had to jump in the kayak and get my kayaking on down the Vine Street River.
After a few hours, the floodwaters receded. Now, neighbors will clean up the damage left behind. In Muncie, Brandon Schaff, 13 News.
This morning, we're learning more about a shooting on our city's south side. This is on Southport Crossing near Studio 6 Indianapolis Motel. IMPD says they found a woman shot and she was taken to the hospital where she was listed in stable condition. Investigators believe this shooting stemmed from a disturbance between a man and the victim in a motel room. Police are still searching for the suspect and say there's no ongoing threat to the public. This morning, we're learning more about a shooting on our city's south side. This is on Southport Crossing Way near Studio 6 Indianapolis Motel, and IMPD says they found a woman shot and she was taken to the hospital where she was listed in stable condition. Now, investigators believe the shooting stemmed from a disturbance between a man and the victim in a motel room. Police are still searching for that suspect. And meanwhile, Metro Police are looking for the driver who hit and killed a woman on a scooter and then drove off. The crash happened just after 3 a.m. yesterday near Maryland and Pennsylvania streets downtown. Police say a woman was riding an electric scooter and then crossed the street. That's when a car hit her and didn't stop. She died at the hospital. But officers are now talking with witnesses and looking for surveillance video. Police reports show this is one of 5 deadly hit and runs IMPD is investigating this year, all of which involved pedestrians. IMPD is also investigating a deadly shooting near 2 downtown hotels. Police say they found a man shot around 5 a.m. yesterday in the parking lot between the Courtyard by Marriott at the Capitol and the Residence Inn by Marriott on the Canal. The victim died 20 minutes later. So far, no information about a suspect, but police believe the shooting started as an argument between 2 people who knew each other. Now, if you have any information or video that could help, you're asked to contact IMPD. In Anderson, a shooting early yesterday left 6 people hurt. Police say there was some sort of fight at a large gathering near Nickel Avenue and Madison Avenue. Shortly afterward, gunfire. 5 men and 1 woman were injured, and Anderson police say officers on scene were able to help 3 of the people shot. Police say they quickly found the person firing the gun and took them into custody. We're continuing to follow Indiana Black Expo's efforts to include food vendors at summer celebration. This year, the Indiana Convention Center says food vendors will not be allowed to sell food inside the building. It released a statement saying the change comes after some vendors' licenses didn't match the requirements needed for food and beverage sales. So that's why IBE decided to create a farmers market style event outside. Now that's good for small business owners because like Desmaine Berry, she owns KJ Treats and spent months buying ingredients and equipment to sell food at the convention center. Berry even says that she had a booth last year, which helped her business grow. But days before summer celebration, she learned things would be different this year. Berry since got to meet with IBE leaders to discuss the changes.
Going into it, I did have a lot of questions, but I feel like they addressed everything right away, so I didn't have to ask anything. So yeah, I think the meeting went well. I'm excited for next weekend, and I can't wait to see what next year holds.
IBE 365 Live is happening next weekend at 100 South Capitol near the main entrance of the convention center.